It is also available via Zoom. If anyone wants to participate, the Zoom login is 8958-139-4023. With that, we have a quorum present, and we have one informal review on the agenda. That is for Dennis Talbot, 35 Route 28 or South Orleans Road. And this is a little unusual for a site plan in that there's not a proposal for a new development on the site or an expansion, but this is to kind of try to codify and for the town to identify what needs to be done to make all the mixed-use property satisfactory. So, Mr. Talbot, if you don't mind coming up here. Sure. Yes, yeah, please. Yeah, I hate to put you on the hot spot, and I know the dais is a little intimidating, but don't. This is a dialogue we're here to have.
Okay.
So I think the purpose of this meeting is just kind of, go through where we're at from permits and see if we can get a meeting of the minds of what might need to be done on the property. I don't know if you have any opening remarks about what's actually on the site. Maybe you can identify the three buildings and what's in each one formally, and we'll kind of take it from there.
Okay. Well, I bought the building in '96, okay? And at that time, a bank owned it out of Ohio. And the septic had failed. So two of the buildings in the back, which is now a real estate office, management office, and a hairdresser, yep. Those were non-existent at the time. They were dilapidated, falling down, and the main building, the blue building, needed a lot of work. That's where the septic had failed, okay? Mm-hmm. And I ended up paying $150,000 for the property. It was for sale for over a year. No one wanted the property. When I bought it, there was people living in the property, 5 or 6 guys living in the property. I don't think they were paying any rent. And I think the real estate company just wanted to unload it. So at the time, with the failed septic, I didn't have the money to do the septic also. So I negotiated, or they helped me out. Things have changed a little bit. I was downstairs in a little card table office, and I worked with the Board of Health in regards to giving me, they gave me up to 6 months to do the septic
Right.
after I closed on the property. It took me about a month or so to do it. But, and since then, I've been, I updated the back left-hand side building, which is where the real estate office is, and I also updated, which there's been a hairdresser there now for, let's see, since '98.
Which of those has an apartment in it? Is it the real estate office has an apartment
Yes,
upstairs?
it has, it's commercial on the first floor and an apartment on the second floor.
Thanks. And then the main building, I know that was the closed end. I used to take my kids there to buy.
Yep, it's still a closed end now, yeah. I started that in '96, yeah.
And how many apartments are in there presently?
There is 5 apartments in there.
Okay. So retail plus 5.
So on the assessor's map, it says 5 one-bedrooms. I think they changed it during COVID. They changed the assessor's map. They put a note and said 3 bedrooms, and I don't know what else. I don't have it in front of me, but when I saw it like about a year ago, I didn't say anything.
Sure.
But in the left-hand corner, down at the bottom left of the assessor's map, it says 5 one-bedrooms on it.
Okay.
That's what I went off of in '96.
Right. Now, yeah, the assessors are all about assessing the value of the property, not assessing the
Okay.
permitting requirements, so that's why we're here today, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think that's enough to get us started.
All right, thank you.
What we usually do is you go around the room, because you have the various regulatory departments of the town.
Right.
And let's just talk about what is needed from each of those. So, Davis, I know you've had a lot of discussion on this, so you're probably the best person to kick this off.
Perhaps. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning.
I want to say thank you for being willing to talk with us. And I know that when I first notified you about building code issues, that you came and saw us immediately, and I appreciate that. And I know that you've been continuing to work with us in terms of regulations, licensing, permitting. My primary concern as the building commissioner is health and life safety. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things the first primary thing that you'd agreed to do in light of our visits, which included fire department, health department, building department, was to have a commercial-grade alarm system installed in the building. Can you update us on the progress of that?
It's 80% wired. I'm just trying to get into one apartment. I'm having an issue with a tenant.
Okay.
And hopefully in the next 2 weeks, I'll be able to remedy that.
Okay.
I don't know how deep you want me to go into it, but I have the contract, I gave him the deposit, and like I said, it's 80%, and he's ready to go. There's other issues that I need to get into that apartment, and I told him, and the alarm company said that if and when I can get in to do the smaller issues that she complained about,
Yep.
he can do the wiring on the alarm also.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it to between you and the fire inspector.
Right.
About what the timetable should be. But it might make sense if you continue to have difficulties getting in so that the alarm company can complete the installation for that unit, that it might be better to activate the system as it is, that include the 4 units in the retail
Okay.
space, so that difficulties and delays from that one unit don't result in everybody else not having an alarm system.
Okay.
It's of primary importance that everyone's protected from fire. But I'll leave it to the fire inspector to decide what the timetable should be on that.
Okay.
Depending upon what's going on with that tenant. So I got a lot here. This is site plan review, so it's primarily concerned with the components on the site. I know that we didn't get a site plan as part of your application, but perhaps there's one available, or but if not, then you'll need to have one done.
Okay.
It's time to get everything on the record here for this property. I know that you got 3 buildings in the property, you got a lot going on. Is the real estate building, is that seasonally occupied?
No, he lives there year-round.
There's a tenant in the apartment
Yes,
upstairs
upstairs.
year-round, all right. And then how about the salon? Is that being used year-round as
Yes,
well?
Yes.
Okay. All right, because I haven't been in those buildings. I know that work had been completed there more recently. They're probably closer to being up to code because of the more recent construction. But with regard to the apartment building, which is my primary concern, is the health and safety of the tenants. We've been there a couple times to do inspections. There's really no way wouldn't be any reasonable way for us to require you to bring those apartment units, the building, into current code compliance with regard to fire separation and so forth. But having said that, the fire alarm is the most important thing.
Right.
In addition to that, I did send you a letter at the end of the year, end of 2025, with regard to building code deficiencies, which I think have kind of accumulated over time. So it's my goal to work with you to get those things corrected. But I want to be clear during the meeting that because it's a commercial building, there's no option for there to be permits issued to an owner. The work has to be performed by a licensed contractor, licensed and insured. For example, if a tenant complains that a window is maybe showing a little bit of moisture on the inside and you need to go caulk that window, that's fine, because a permit's not required for such work. But if the window needs to be replaced, that's going to require a building permit.
Okay.
And then that applies to many of the things on the list here that we can talk. I won't take everyone's time here during the meeting, but it is something that we really need to focus on.
Okay.
And I hope that you'll work with me to get those things done as quickly as possible. The list isn't necessarily in order of importance, but they're all important enough to be on the list in the first place. And I'll share everybody on the committee a copy of the letter that I'd sent, because it does have the list on it. So that's kind of where I am. But again, we'll talk with the fire inspector about decisions regarding the alarm system. And then there are some other just general issues with the building that aren't necessarily on the list that I would like to talk with you about, so that we can get it into as compliant a shape as we can, in the interest of protecting you as the building owner, as well as your tenants, and to some extent also your retail customers who are in the building during the day when the shop is open. So, okay, well, I'll leave it there.
Thank you, Davis. So I guess the next is the Highway Department. Calvin, do you have anything to add?
I don't think there's anything from DPW unless you have any proposed changes to like the driveway aprons or
No.
parking lot area. Just making sure any drainage or impervious area that is added would you'd have to have drainage facilities for.
Okay.
You want me to go for water?
Sure.
Change hats.
If there is any proposed change to your water service, or is there gonna be a sprinkler requirement?
Not at this point. It
Okay,
sticks
um,
with five,
Good question, but no.
5 units.
Okay, then, really just if there is any, change to your water service, then you need a state road opening permit to do any of that work.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like you need it right now, so, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Calvin. John, anything from Conservation on this property?
Oh, hi, John Janelle from Conservation. The town and the Conservation Commissioner, we're your neighbors and out the back there. But as there are no site improvements proposed at this time, I don't have any comments.
Thank you, John. How about the Health Department? Anything, Meredith?
Yeah, so I think Dennis and I are working together on one of the apartments that kind of has some outstanding violations with the health department at least, but, right now you're still within that time frame, and I know you're trying to put a best faith effort there, so we just ask that you keep the communication open with us as repairs are being made, because we'll have to go out and verify that those repairs have been done.
Sure.
I would like to see a comprehensive set of floor plans for the apartments, including square footage of that front commercial space, just because we don't have on record anywhere in our files that there's anything there other than, I think we have 1 2-bedroom apartment and about 7,000 square feet of commercial retail space.
Okay.
So if we could have updated floor plans, I know you submitted some rough outlines of what's there regarding apartments, but I would like something a little bit more formalized,
Okay.
especially moving forward. You had reached out to me to confirm that you do have a sewer application, so I do just want to put on the record, we have an approved sewer application. It's currently in the installation stage.
Okay, great, thanks.
Yeah, that was a question I had since, I think the betterments have all been issued for the property, but is there any additional flow requirement for this?
We had an approved flow of 745 gallons per day. Based off of what's existing, it doesn't appear that there's gonna be an increase in
Okay,
for that front building at least. I haven't dove into the back building.
And I confirmed that with my engineer before I dug it up, that he said, Dennis, I have to put a grinder in. So really, the
Below the
difference,
sewer, yeah.
difference would be I'd have to go to, if it was much more flow,
Yep.
then I'd have to have a bigger grinder. And he said, Dennis, unless I'm putting a restaurant back there, I should be fine.
Okay.
So,
good. I just want to cross that off. Yeah, go ahead, Greg. Anything from fire?
Good morning, Dennis.
Mona.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, and, thanks for your cooperation and due diligence and moving forward on this, because, as Davis said, our main concern at the fire station is,
Right.
the fire department is life safety. So I heard a timetable of possibly 2 weeks getting in there. Is that-
Well, I'm seeing, it's a long story, but I have to, there's an eviction process, and I'm seeing the judge in about a week and a half, so
Okay.
I'll have a better idea what's going on from there.
Okay, so that's a great segue, because we just need communication.
Right, yeah.
It sounds like you're communicating with the health and working.
Yep. And Dax had called me last week, and he's ready to go. So if I can get in there and do my smaller repairs on the, whatever, what needs to be done, she has a list for me. Dax said he could schedule something and get someone in there to do the alarm the same day.
Perfect.
Because I'm gonna have to be in there for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Fixing up some things in her apartment. And Dax said he'd put me on the schedule, so I can wrap that up also.
Perfect, just fine tune, just give us a call.
Yep.
Give us some details and timeframes on that, that'd be great. One of the orders, the order of notice that we sent you is that has expired, so we'll have to reissue that. So that's why I need to kind of nail down a timeframe, and we'll give you plenty of time because
Okay.
we understand you're kind of having difficulties and you're up against it, and we're sympathetic to that.
Okay,
We
appreciate it.
understand that, and if we have to at some point, just get the building up and running.
Okay.
And minus that one apartment, we're willing to do that for a short period of time. It's,
Okay.
You know,
Yep,
there's a lot out of your control right
Mm-hmm.
now. So we get that. I'll talk to you after, maybe I can nail down a
Sure.
specific time, and then I'll talk to the chief and we'll reissue that order with that
Okay.
expiration date. But he did really stress the point of moving forward, we need to know. If you work with us and you tell us,
Yep.
we can do anything, we can move mountains for you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think every department in this town, if you just, good faith effort, communicate with us, we're willing to work with anybody.
I appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah, no, we get it. As far as the site, really, there's nothing changing. As you look at the building, to the right of the building, once in a while there's car issues sometimes, but we've never really had major problems getting back to that property out back.
Yeah, he just repaved that, and
Okay.
I guess you guys requested it to be a little bit more wider, and
Yeah.
I was gonna have the tenants park at a different angle, so
Perfect.
our truck could get down.
That would be great, to be able to get back to that house out back. Great. But other than that, I'll talk to you after the meeting, and we'll see if we can nail down more specific.
All right, great, thank you.
All set, thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Mr. Talbot, just a couple of things I just want to provide comfort to the site plan review committee that I did look at the parking calculations in this site with the retail space and the units that are all there. There is ample site parking on site per the bylaw. And further, I went into the apartment development section of the bylaw, which I know you didn't go through a special permit process at any time, I don't think. But, if you apply the mixed-use ratios for parking and the commercial space and the amount of land that is on the site, there is ample room for all the commercial activity that exists now, plus the 6 apartments, the 5 and the 1 that are already there. So this is a fully permittable project. And now with, I don't know if you know it or not, but the town adopted a housing overlay district
Right.
that allows this kind of housing by right. So I think we're in a good place from a zoning perspective that it complies with zoning, just, notwithstanding the building issues that are there. Just wanted to make sure that was kind of, you all heard that. One minor question. I did notice a new window on the 3rd floor out front. Is that habitable space up top?
No, I had to do I had to rip that window out to put the wallboard in. He wants wallboard on.
Get it in?
Yeah, and I got, the contractor will come down and get a permit for you on that. I put a used window in, but he framed it all out, okay, so I'll have him pull a permit on that, and.
So that was just to physically get the drywall?
Yes,
To
exactly.
the window?
Yeah,
Okay,
because
and
I
have you
couldn't get it up those stairs.
Yeah, understand.
Yeah.
So, does that mean that the drywall's been installed, or?
Yes.
It has, okay.
I didn't need a permit to install drywall, do I?
Well, given that it's part of the fire code and building code, yeah, but, and the window work as well. And that's a good example of the kind of thing that you really should talk to us about ahead of time, because we'll work with you, as Greg said, to try to make reasonable decisions on reasonable requirements for
Right.
permitting, but it's time to get all the activity on site, on the books.
Okay.
You got 6 apartments, 3 buildings. It's in everybody's best interest that we have everything on record going forward. And it's as much for your protection.
Right.
And to acknowledge the work that you've been doing in the building as anything else. So definitely a good idea. But I appreciate you getting it done. That was the important thing, was to increase to minimum fire code protection for that space, given that there's a fuel burning appliance up there. So, but I just, if I may, Mr. Chair, I just want to be clear about the requirements for the fire alarm, because knowing that this is a tenant dispute issue that can drag on for a long time. Would it make sense for you to, Greg, to sort of make work for you potentially, but to make sense for you to issue a statement about a time in the future beyond which the alarm system really should be completed and activated, the apartment E or whatever it is notwithstanding? As opposed to just saying, well, we're gonna work with you and try to get it done as quickly as possible. I would rather, I feel like I need to know when that alarm system is activated, either way.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be initial order. We'll extend, like I said, I'll talk to the chief, see how far we want to extend it, because we know
Okay.
things can happen, like in court and tenants and stuff like
If
that.
I could get something like that in writing, that. it
Yeah,
needs-
and
Look,
we'll,
if you
we'll
guys
do
want-
that, but it might be a separate,
Understand.
letter or something, or.
Administratively,
something
however
like that.
you
Yeah,
wanna handle it is fine. I don't, we're all busy, and I don't want it to get, put aside for too long.
Sure.
I'd rather have 4 out of the 5 apartments protected than none because of one unit,
yeah,
is what I'm saying, so.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll hash that out with,
Right.
the chief, see how we want to handle that administratively. Yeah,
Great,
thanks.
okay. And then, if I may, Dennis, again, I appreciate you working with us. Let's continue to do that. I just want the place to be safe for everybody. And any questions you have anytime about anything on this list, I'm happy to talk with you.
Yep.
I'm in the office every day and work with you about the specific code requirements, because this isn't easy. You have a very old building. It's a unique set of challenges in terms of code compliance. We can't meet the letter of the code in every case, but we want to do the best we can.
I appreciate
And we're
it.
happy to support you in those
Thank you.
decisions.
Yep.
Thank you.
So, the question for the board is, do we want to follow up with site plan, or did we just want to have this initial meeting to get everything out on the record? It sounded like the health department needs a full floor plan done, right?
As, I would like to have that as well, just so.
I'm not
that
as worried about the site plan, because there is on the record an old site plan from like 1997. It shows all the buildings exactly where they are, and most of the parking and exactly where it is.
Right.
So,
So that's really up to you, I think, George, whether particular parking spaces need to be delineated, or, you know, if the location of drainage and other components haven't changed, maybe we could work off of that one rather than
yeah.
requiring Mr. Talbot to go get a brand-new site
Question on
plan.
that, does this, you might know, you're a health person, so I'm gonna ask you the sewer
Yeah.
question. Does the installation of sewer require an as-built plan to be submitted?
We do need a certified engineered as-built.
Okay, so that gets you, the only change to the, what's on the ground, I think, will be the sewer connection.
In the application for the sewer, there is an engineered plan that had to be submitted with that.
Okay,
So there,
that's good. That's
Is
a
that-
good place
is
to
that
start.
being done now, or the applicant? The applicant
you
working?
had said they were in the installation.
I'm waiting for the grinder. I've been waiting 60 days for a grinder. They're all back ordered.
So you must have been approved, the installation
Yeah,
must have
he's
been
been
approved by
Oh,
the
yeah.
town.
He's
Okay,
been
yeah,
approved.
yeah.
so that must be on record.
And I've also signed up, I didn't realize this after I get paid for the engineering, but he has to come out and engineer the installation at the same time. So,
Right. And then, I mean, if this were a new site plan, a newly developing project, Greg, do you need anything as far as turning radii for apparatus or anything like that? I mean, not that,
No, he's not doing anything to
Okay.
the parking lot. At this point, I think, sounds like you can work off the old plan, you're gonna get a new plan, and when he does that, he can supply the better, you know,
dimensions for the,
dimensions for the building.
okay,
Yeah,
so do you want like someone to work off a CAD and design it all out where the baths are and the kitchen and
Oh,
things
for the
like
floor
that?
plans?
Yeah.
Yeah, full-
Yeah, if that's possible, just so we have something on record.
Okay, so where the stoves are, et cetera, like that, you want
I mean, as long as I know where the square footage of the rooms and where the rooms are.
Okay.
I'm less concerned about where the appliances are
Okay.
located.
All right.
yeah, and given that there's an elevated egress structure, you know, the stairway on the other side of the
Yep.
building, there should be elevations as well.
Yeah, that is, I have a friend of mine is an architect, so he's gonna design that for you.
Great.
Okay?
Perfect.
And then we'll just, I have a contractor who will come in and knock it out.
All right, super.
Okay.
That's what we want to hear. Yeah, so it sounds like perhaps the goal could be that the as-built has all of the details that we would all normally require, since it's already got to get done. And that makes me happy, because it's a good baseline going forward.
Okay.
Site plan as well as floor plans and elevations, we kind of capture everything. And that, I think, we have records for the salon and the real estate building.
Correct.
So it would just, the floor plans and elevations would just be for the main building,
Okay.
just to be clear.
John, did you have something?
No, it just sounds like we shouldn't waive anything until we at least receive that, sewer connection as built.
Yeah.
'Cause that might serve as a good existing conditions plan that's, at least a little bit updated.
Yeah, so I think,
Also the floor plans for that.
I agree with you. I think that our action today should just be to continue this meeting, continue this application, subject to receiving a floor plan, an as-built site plan for the sewer, confirmation of the fire alarm being operational, and continue to work with the on building code issues through the building department. Is that, Mr. Talbot, does that sound reasonable to you?
Yeah, sure, that's more than fair. What, do you guys give me a time frame on getting the design for the apartments of it? And, or should I come back I'm hoping the septic's in by the end of February, middle of February, so I can come back. With that being done, I could work with Davis, I could probably complete that by middle of March or so,
Yeah.
his list.
So reasonable time on floor? plan?
And I don't
Yeah,
know,
that's okay with us.
so maybe late March, I could, how do I apply?
Come right into my office where you applied for
Okay.
site plan review and just bring the material in. We'll put you on the agenda. We'll have a quick conversation
Right.
about it, confirm it all, and
So I'll try and wrap everything up by late March and schedule a meeting right around that time, early April. Is that fair? or-
it sounds like that works with noting that the fire alarm should be operational well before that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, knock on wood, and the building has been there probably since 1896, right?
Oh.
And I've owned it for 30 years or so I mean,
You're a new owner.
I just, I don't like really talking, I'm not a paranoid person at all, but, I do want to get the fire alarm all installed and ready to go here,
Yes, we, okay. Good. I think we're done with this for today, and thank you very much for
All right.
coming in. I think there's a very good progress here.
All right, I'll be in touch with you people, okay? Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
Thanks, Dennis.
Let's see, we do have one item to take care of while we're in session, and that is approval of the minutes of December 17th, 2025. They have been sent to everyone for review. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved?
Approved and seconded?
Second.
Yep. Any corrections or additions? If not, we're all here, so all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstaining?
I have to abstain, I wasn't here.
Are we abstaining for highway or water?
Oh,
All right, so this is a 501 vote.
We're both absent.
Both absent, all right. So with that, we have completed our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for attending.